everyone, and welcome to our 4th annual business plan competition. I want to thank those who are here, our contestants. I also want to thank our sponsors and those who are part of Caden's Bank who are here, our judges. I want to thank Dr. Hester, who's the coordinator of the program, for being here, and all of those who played a part in helping to make this day possible. This business plan competition is very important, not just for me or MSMS, but I would say for the state of Mississippi. That we are providing our young people, some of the most gifted, some of the brightest young people, not just in Mississippi, but in the nation and in the world. Giving them an opportunity to think about business solutions right now instead of waiting until later. I've often heard from people, you have all of those smart kids, and they truly believe that our students can change the world. Guess what? I believe that they can, I believe that they are, and I believe that they will. And so we are grateful for you guys, and congratulations on making it to the top 5 out of all the those groups that have presented. And so we're thankful to our sponsors to make this possible. Our top prize is $3,000. Our second prize is $1,500, and third prize is $750. And so I wish you the best of luck. And at this time, I'm going to call up Dr. Keith Gaskin, who will recognize one of our sponsors.
Thank you, Dr. McConnell. On behalf of the MSMS Foundation Board of Directors, I want to thank our sponsors today for supporting this very important event. Obviously, MSMS couldn't have events like this if we didn't have good community partners, and it truly makes a difference, so thanks to both. But I want to quickly, Rayder couldn't be here with us today, but he and his wife, Melissa, made a gift in honor of Henry Weiss, her 90-year-old father, who founded Columbus Recycle back in 1956 under the name of Columbus Scrap Metal. Today, the company has become one of the Southeast's leading independent metal recyclers with locations throughout Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Mr. Weiss is a great role model for our students. His story fits perfectly with the school's goal to encourage students to focus on finding business solutions to some of the issues facing Mississippi as entrepreneurs. I wish Mr. Weiss could be here with us today so y'all can visit with him. He's still up and about. He's a great individual, and hopefully we can have him back sometime. I know he'd be inspiring to all of y'all. But we're really appreciative to Greg and Melissa. They are involved in several community activities and have been leading philanthropists in Columbus now for many years. So I want to thank them again. And on behalf of Caden's Bank, I would like to introduce John Davis. He is the Executive Vice President for Trust Services at the bank. He is an MSMS Foundation board member and serving as treasurer, and he's also the proud father of an MSMS graduate class of 2003, Florence Davis Matthews. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gaskin and Dr. McConnell. Cadence Bank is thrilled to be part of this and thrilled to be co-sponsored with the Weiss family. Henry Weiss was on our bank board and really did a great job. He had that gut instinct with making loans and looking at businesses and new businesses to just, regardless of what the paper would say, he could say, this person is a good person, or I can read between the lines a little bit. Their tax return may not show income, but I know the income's there. Henry, like we used to tease Henry, and as entrepreneurs, you never know where your entrepreneurship leads and what your product may lead into. Early on, we used to say he was in the junk business. And then that became the scrap business. Then that became the scrap metal business. Then that became the precious metal business as the cost of things like copper went up. And now it's recycling. So all the evolution and all of how you need to interpret things and all of how you evolve with times in society. We've been involved with y'all, and the bank has been involved with MSMS since its very beginning. We are a partner in progress for the chamber and help sponsor lots of different things. So I applaud y'all for doing this. I'm actually involved in a group of local investors, an angel fund investment group, and we listen to presentations like this from other people, businesses who are actually looking for startup funding. So you are doing something that gives you a leg up, and entrepreneurship is what makes the world go around. As a financial services provider, we know that and we believe in that. Small businesses are the backbone of this economy. And so this is what you're trying to do. And as you know, you've heard the saying, find something that you love and want to do, and that way you'll never work a day in your life because you'll just be having fun following your passion. So look forward to hearing from all of y'all.
Good afternoon. I am Kelly Brown. I'm the Director for Academic Affairs at MSMS. And I want to tell you a little bit about how this competition evolves throughout the year. This competition begins with a lot of hard work from Dr. Kayla Hester, who is the sponsor of this from our academic life side. She works with students through the competition parts of this. The first plans for the business plan competition are submitted in October. This year we had 10 people submit plans, and she works with those students to develop that plan and to help them make sure it's exactly the way they want it to be. They then submit those plans after the first round to the MSU Entrepreneurship Center, where they were narrowed down to 5, the panel of 5 that we have today. In January, this group of 5 this student groups competing today worked with local business people from a wide range of fields who mentored them and helped them revise their plans. And so I want to introduce or say the names of the mentors. Mr. Doug Robertson of Cadence Bank, Dr. Helen Composley, who's a local dentist, Mr. Pat Davidson, an accountant at Davidson and Company. And then a week ago, the same groups also presented their pitches to a panel again at the E-Center at MSU and received some additional feedback so that they could get these pitches down exactly how they wanted to do that. And the people that helped work with these students throughout this time, 3 people we wanted to recognize: Mr. Jeffrey Ruck, who is the Director of Outreach for the Center, Mr. Eric Hill, the Director of Entrepreneurship, and Ms. Madison Grant, the Graduate Assistant. So today we are pleased to be able to see the fruit of all of their hard labor over the last year, and we're excited to see our students. Next, I would like to introduce our judges to you. One of our judges, our first judge, is Mr. John Brady. Mr. Brady is an attorney here in Columbus at the Mitchell, McNutt, and Sam's law firm. He is a member of the Columbus Cadence Bank Advisory Board, and he also is the proud parent of an MSMS alum who has been very involved with our PLUS organization. Next, we have Mr. Matt Vogt. Matt serves as the Vice President for the Dutch Oil Company and its partner with Sprint Mart, a convenience retailer that operates over 105 stores in Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. He is also the Vice President of the Mississippi Petroleum Marketers and Convenience Stores Association. And he serves on a lot of community boards, including Cadence Bank Advisory Board and the Columbus Lounge Chamber of Commerce. And last, we have a judge who was an alternate judge for us, who is stepping in today, Mr. Doug Robinson, who I've mentioned before. Mr. Robertson works at Cadence Bank. He has been there for the last 33 years and has been here in Columbus for quite a while. And Mr. Robinson has worked, as Mr. Davis said earlier, Cadence Bank has worked with MSMS on a lot of different projects. So Mr. Robertson's face is very familiar to us, and we're excited that he is here as one of our judges. So now, let's begin our competition. Our first group today is Born Soaps with Tommy Bourne and Courtney Sebastian. We'll welcome them to the stage.
Hi, my name is Courtney Sebastian, a senior at MSMS.
And I'm Tommy Bourne, a junior at MSMS.
Now, you may be wondering what's in the boxes that we just handed to you, so please go ahead and open your boxes. It's soap. We are Bourne Soaps, and you should stick with the simplicity of Bourne Soaps Sons.
Our problem we plan to solve relates to something people use every day. Soap. The soap market is dominated by companies that make the consumer choose between soaps that are helpful for their skin or soaps that are affordable on a budget. Not only is there this choice between affordability and healthiness, the sheer quantity of soap brands on the market can make choosing the right soap for you seem daunting. There's no Walmart's website, there's nearly 500 different soap brands to choose from.
Now that's where I draw the line. Our solution? Bourne Soaps. Bourne Soaps is a small, community-based business where we combine simplicity with healthy to make soap simple. Bridging this gap makes choosing an essential need much easier. Currently, we have 2 soaps that are not only good for your skin, but also very inexpensive. We're selling them for $5 a bar. On the right is our Hills soap. It's frankincense scented with sage for coloring. On the left is our Hills soap, which is lavender scented with no coloring. The great thing about our soaps is that not only are they great for washing your hands, but shaving and other needs as well.
The soap making process itself is actually quite simple. Let me walk you through it. As you said, we only use quality ingredients for our soap. The main ingredients are lye, coconut and olive oil, and essential oils. We start by mixing the oils together with the lye in a heating container. This is left to thicken, then the essential oils are added for a fragrance. It's cooked for an hour, poured off in the molds, and it's done. Like Courtney said, the soap can not only be used as a traditional bar soap, but it's great for shaving as well. I've actually personally been using the soap for almost 2 months now, and though maybe it's had bias, I can personally vouch for its quality.
All right, let me set the scene for you, an average Bourne Soaps user. Bob and Sally Castile are a married middle-aged couple with 2 kids. They both work jobs, provide for their income, and make about $45,000 a year. They wash their hands, they take showers regularly, and they really just like to keep things simple. However, finding a healthy, simple, inexpensive soap is really hard for the Castile family because they're always burdened with options. That's when I stumbled upon Bourne Soaps. They found that Bourne Soaps is half of what they usually pay and even has less harmful ingredients compared to their usual soap.
So, we've talked at length about our own company, but what about the soap market as a whole? Past projections have put the soap market to be growing at a CAGR, or compound annual growth rate, of 1.1% from 2020 to 2026. The market was estimated to be worth $2.8 billion last year and expected to reach $3.1 billion by that 2026 line. However, some recent studies have shown that these numbers may be increasing rapidly very soon. This increase has been attributed to the COVID-19 outbreak. Now, it's no secret that this outbreak has affected nearly every business around the world, with some being better off and some being worse off because of the virus. And it's not hard to see why the soap market falls into the better off category. A new global effort to stay safe and clean has led to the market expanding greatly in the last year.
Now, one advantage we have in Bourne Soaps is that not only are Tom and I born in the same community, we're also well known within that community. Pekin, Mississippi is a very close-knit area where pretty much anything gets around quick. This will play into our sales and marketing strategy. We have street fairs biannually where businesses can showcase themselves and their services. Anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 people come to our street fairs, not just from Pekin, but other nearby cities as well. In addition, we have Facebook, Instagram, and other social medias where you can post about new information, new sales, products, and even the soap making business. This, however, is just the start.
When discussing the competition Bourne Soap is facing, it's important to keep in mind where we are on our road to success. For instance, in the infancy of our company, our main competition will be other locally sourced businesses in and around. They are inexpensive locally sourced soap company in our town. The thing that separates our soap from theirs is that while Randy's only uses coconut oil for their soap, we use a combination of coconut oil and extra virgin olive oil, which helps to moisturize skin better than just the coconut oil alone. One of our biggest competitors will be the Dr. Sasquatch company. They're a quote-unquote back-to-basics soap company that have used digital marketing to propel their popularity online. Their problem is one that we've outlined from the beginning. They're too expensive bar listed at $10 a bar, twice the price of our own. Our ability to be a quality company with a low overhead cost is what will help us succeed financially. And our small town persona is what will help us stand out in the advertising field as we continue to grow.
Like I said before, we're selling our bars of soap for just $5. Cost of goods, labor, and packaging accounts for $2.92, and leaves us with $2.08 in profit. With our current funds, selling just 453 bars of soap will push us over our breakeven point. While that may seem like a lot of soap, that's only 15 bars a day on average. Once word about our business gets out, selling 15 bars a day would be so much easier.
So here's a little about our team at our middle school, and through that we became friends. It's been a lot of fun to be able to work on this project with them. Personally, I've been making soap for a couple of years now with my dad. We actually started making soap to use as bait for our new shop owners. However, as time went on, we soon began to experiment with soaps that we could use for ourselves. Through that experience, I've gained a lot in knowing not only how to make soap, but also how to buy the ingredients on a budget. Additionally, I've had some experience with the inner workings of a small town business. My mother actually opened a boutique shop a couple of years ago. And although my involvement was limited, I did get to see a lot of behind the scenes of what it takes to get a business on its feet. After high school, I hope to attend MSU to pursue a degree in mechanical engineering.
Like Tommy said, we became friends in middle school, so being able to work with him in the business field is amazing. I plan to attend MSU, major in biochemistry, and concentrate in forensics. Our old school's computer science program was and still is a fascination of mine. I programmed multiple HTML and CSS websites by hand, even when they were not required. While I'm not going to college for computer science and design, I still love the expression of creativity in that field. In addition, a biochemistry degree would be super useful in the soap making business. With the research I plan to conduct in college, selling more soaps might be able to make their soaps even more healthy and organic in the long run.
As you can see in front of you, Born Soap has already taken steps towards a potential launch in the near future. We've outlined 2 fragrances we plan to make, and we've also outlined how we plan to advertise it to the public. A lot of time has been put in by our team into how we want this business to look and feel. Everything from our packaging to our company layout has been thought out. Additionally, as you can see here, we've started a social media campaign to get our name out to the public. A lot of time has been put in by our team to get this business on its feet.
However, what is next for our business is what really matters. We're starting out as a small, community-based business, and we want to keep it that way. In that manner, we do not plan to sell worldwide. Our main end goal is to sell to hygiene subscription box companies. Hygiene subscription boxes take other businesses' products, put them into boxes, and send them to subscribers on a monthly basis. Additionally, Born Soaps would like to give back to their community. Foundations like the Trevor Foundation, which helps LGBTQ teens with mental health issues, would be a wonderful organization to donate not only money, but healthy products too. Additionally, in the future, Born Soaps would like to make new kinds of soaps. Right now, we are in research to finding the best and healthiest way to make a soap that is safe for you and your baby.
Currently, we are asking for $5,760 for our startup. Roughly $900 of that will go towards ingredients for 1 month of soap, crock pots to put the soap in, and soap molds. $2,000 will go towards an emergency fund that will help to cover damages to tools, resources in our warehouse. And finally, the remaining $2,826 will cover 3 months of rent, business insurance, advertising, and utilities. Before we open questions, we'd like to leave you with a few key points. As we said, we are Born Soaps, and our mission is to provide our customers with an affordable and quality product. We calculated our profit margin to be about 40% per bar. Courtney and I collectively have experience in both the soap making and digital advertising tools, which will help greatly as the soap market begins to expand. And finally, once again, we are asking for $5,760 for our startup. Thank you so much for your time. And again, we are Born Soaps.
And we make the soap you are born to use.
Thank you, Courtney and Tommy, for your presentation. We're going to now open it up to our judges. If you have questions for our team, you're welcome to ask your questions.
That was a very interesting presentation. I enjoyed it very much. One reason I enjoyed it is because I've represented a startup soap company in the past, helping them establish their LLC and get started. So it's certainly something that's attainable, and the things that this company did, you all are looking at doing as well. The question that I had, I believe you answered it towards the end, and that was other than your materials to make the soap, your expenses that you're going to incur, such as liability insurance, other expenses, marketing expense, and if I understand correctly, that's about a third of your $5,760 that you talked about. Am I right about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, and are there other expenses that you anticipate, as you start growing, as far as, shipping costs and things like that? Is that something that you all will, the expenses you all will bear, or that your customers will bear if they make a larger order and you have to ship it, or have some expenses as far as getting it to the customer?
So in our community, we have something called Claiborne Hill, which is a little small town shop. And before we sell to hygiene subscription box companies, we want to put it inside of the front entrance. They have businesses for soap. They have businesses for different cookies. That's what we plan for right now. We don't plan to ship currently, but that would be something very important in the future to think about. Yes, sir.
And additionally, as you talked about, that 1/3, that 2,826, that covers about 3 months of our fixed expenses, or stuff that's not purely based on how much of soap we sell. That's stuff we have to get every month. That 2,000 that we plan to cover for emergency damages could cover it if we have some kind of unforeseen cost come up. That's what that account is.
One follow-up, where will you make the soap?
Right. We plan to make the soap actually as of right now. My father owns a piece of property where we have a warehouse that he's agreed to lease out to us to make the soap. It's got plenty of room for us to not only make the soap, but store it while it needs to cure. That's the main place we plan to make it at. And again, we do not plan to have a type of shop front or anything. We plan to sell out to other kind of businesses to sell it at the store.
Yeah, Tommy and Courtney, great presentation. I think it's a great example of how sometimes the simplest ideas can still be profitable. It doesn't have to be an incredibly complex idea for it to work in a business setting. So I just wanted to make that comment. Also say, I think you're smart by sticking to 2 scents at first, or 2 flavors, if you will. I think that's very smart. It allows you to kind of get your feet under you without this big, huge portfolio of products that you have to manage. It reduces the complexity a lot. My one question, I think you just hit on it a second ago, but it was in regards to channels of trade and how you would go about seeding your product into the market. Outside of those, you mentioned subscription boxes as being kind of the next phase. What's the plan pre-subscription boxes?
Like we said before, for Claiborne Hill, I've actually contacted Claiborne Hill before, and they said it's super easy. Basically, we sell to them, and we get a portion of the product, the profit back. So obviously, we'd have to sell to them a little higher than what we actually want to make to be able to make that money in the storefront. But it's very easy for just those companies and storefronts to be able to have small businesses sell their product to the population.
And if I might add, we talked about how we're a small, locally sourced business, and we plan to fully use that to our advantage. I'm sure there's plenty of businesses in and around our community that would love to be able to help out a small time business like us, because that's just the nature where we're from. People help each other out. What I'm trying to say is, we hope that being a small town business will give us the advantage of having our community behind us, and we can use that to get our feet under us.
One other item. I read in your business plan, something I circled that I thought was a great idea is your idea to give back a portion of what you sell. I believe you said 1 out of every 10 bars of soap donated back into the community via shelters and other community outreach programs. I just wanted to comment that I think that's a great way to give back and to support your community. That's a good idea. Thank you.
Just one question. Much has been made, especially over the last 12 months in the height of the pandemic and that sort of thing, of antibacterial, hand sanitizers, that sort of thing. In your product, you may have said it, I may have missed it, but talk about the antibacterial or lack of thereof in your product versus your competition.
Right. Yes, sir. So in terms of what makes a soap for the antibacterial, our soap is not really in that field so much. We are mainly focused on maybe more of a body soap used for washing in terms of I'd like to think of like a dial soap or like a hand bar soap used to wash your body or wash your hands. So we really do not contribute much to that antibacterial market, but more so as a everyday common soap that you can use for that.
Are there other questions? All right, thank y'all so much for your time.
In the midst of a global pandemic, the importance of hospitals has grown immensely. But also the strain on the environment that these hospitals cause has also grown. Harmful waste coming from hospitals have proven to be the environment's kryptonite, and the adverse effects are beginning to exponentiate out of control. Recognizing the need for change, meet Ecomed, a manufacturing company that seeks to find the balance in the intersection between environmentalism and healthcare. Ecomed plans to operate at a profit of $26 million and a gross margin potential of $6.6 million.
The world is decaying environmentally, and consumers are beginning to wake up and realize how much these large manufacturing businesses are polluting the earth. Now, hospitals are some of the top polluters when it comes to waste production, with most of it coming from their primary clinical care. And Ecomed recognizes the disparity when it comes to eco-friendly supplies in the medical field. That's why our syringes are recyclable and do not cause a strain on the environment. Because of the increase in public outcry, Democrats in Congress have begun proposing environmental legislation such as the well-known Green New Deal. With these legislations, hospitals will be more likely to buy Ecomed syringes, and our syringes would not only be environmentally friendly, but also financially through tax breaks that come with it.
With the world trying to make everything more eco-friendly, it's a huge market that can be filled with our company, Ecomed. With all the upcoming policies and changes around the world, I believe our company will have significant potential. The problem we're trying to solve will be worth $73.4 million in revenue, and our company will potentially keep 18% of that amount. This is only in the state of Michigan alone. Once our company begins to expand out the state, there will only be more growth in commerce.
Ecomed's top priority is to help the environment by limiting domestic waste production. Our syringes are not only recyclable, but they also limit the carbon footprint that many businesses produce. By choosing Ecomed, businesses are able to have a social, environmental, and friendly impact. With our product, Ecomed hopes to inspire future generations of the medical field and other manufacturing businesses to put safer, smarter, and environmentally friendlier products in their everyday lives.
So, how does Ecomed work? Ecomed takes the conventional materials used in everyday syringes and replaces them with an unconventional, but also environmentally friendlier alternative. The key material that Ecomed has chosen is known as polypropylene, and its effects amongst environmentalists and naturalists are well known. According to an article from Fiber Visions, manufacturing PP fiber polypropylene exhibits lesser strain on the environment. No toxic emissions, no toxic wastes, no fluorocarbons, and no halogens. Polypropylene also exhibits lesser stress amongst the following stages in the manufacturing industry: raw materials, manufacturing, conversion, use and disposal, and recycling. This makes polypropylene the key candidate as our material for a solution. So we can see specifically how polypropylene lowers the impact on the environment. It lowers energy use, causes lower emissions for both toxins and thermal emissions, and also reduces our carbon footprint globally across the board. Ecomed's primary target audience are the hospitals and clinics that would use the syringes in their institutions. The price for Ecomed syringe is typically higher than the standard average, but to maintain the stable demand for our product, Ecomed makes use of its primary asset, its location. The business is located in Detroit, Michigan, which has some of the highest rates of waste production in the country. By making use of its location, Ecomed is able to reduce the amount of waste produced due to greater environmental stability and preservation. Hospitals and environmental activists are now more willing to buy and invest into our product for the safety of the patients and the overall well-being of the environment. One major change in our system would be the implementation of more factory workers. The amount of workers we had initially wasn't enough to keep up with the growing demand of workers we needed. But now, as we instill more workers in the workforce, we have met that demand. So, what is Ecomed's current market size? Ecomed serves under the manufacturing industry, specifically under the industry dealing with medical disposables. However, the entryway into today's market is pretty steep. That's because there are already well-established medical firms out there. But we can see a trend. In light of the recent COVID-19 pandemic, health interests worldwide have skyrocketed. This begs the question, where is the market going? According to an article from Grandview Research, the market for medical disposables in 2020 was $286.01 billion. It is estimated from 2020 to 2027 to have a 16.7% growth. So what is Ecomed's target market? Ecomed's target market is $3.76 billion. We plan to pursue places that are more progressive with environmental legislation, like New York, California, and Washington. These customers, based on the amount they spend on medical equipment, will be worth $11.9 million annually to Ecomed.
51% of business-to-business buyers research their product before buying anything. That's why Ecomed has a website which makes it easy for customers to learn more information about the product and the company. Ecomed also plans to hire professional writers to write for popular and influential manufacturing device websites. Businesses can also check out Ecomed at our webinars. At our webinars, customers can ask questions directly to Ecomed employees and they can see the product firsthand. Businesses will also receive weekly emails from Ecomed to stay further informed.
So, as we mentioned earlier, the market into Ecomed's current future is pretty steep because well-established firms already exist. Let's analyze some forms of direct competition. We have Cambridge Consultants, Fresenius Medical Care, and Baxter, all well-established medical firms that already market medical equipment not only in America, but also worldwide. Thus, it's imperative we're asking ourselves the question, how will Ecomed stand out? Ecomed will outshine our competition through product specialization and tax benefits. By focusing on syringes, Ecomed will preserve our manufacturing from being spread out too thin. Also, businesses will want to invest in Ecomed because investing in environmentally friendlier businesses gains them financial mobility in the form of tax breaks and rebates.
Our product sells in bundles, which comes in 2,000 syringes per unit and has a selling price of $9,000. Those $9,000, 3,000 will be the material cost, and the other 3,400 includes insurance, maintenance of our facilities, depreciation in our equipment, payroll compensation for our employees, packaging, and shipping. Our predicted monthly sale will be $6 million, and with $1.8 million of profit. That converts into $13.7 million per year. Our gross margin after tax is 18%. With our current expenses and sale, our breaking even point with our initial expenses will be 6 months.
Our team is one of the keys to Ecomed's success. Our team consists of a wide array of proficients that work coherently together to produce promising results. To name a few, our quality control engineers check for the accuracy and effectiveness of the syringes, while also providing insight as to what the business can do to further evolve its design. Our actuaries give precise intricate models and explanations on certain ventures by highlighting the risk and reward factors associated with them. The founders of Ecomed all have some background in the medical field, which is crucial to our connection. Along with the hospitals and clinics that we have worked with, we have connections to the Detroit Medical Center and Continental Manufacturing Company, which provides us a key resource of financial aid and support to realizing our vision. Ecomed has come a long way since it was founded by producing promising results in syringe development. On average, the business earns around $1.15 million in revenue monthly. Because of Ecomed's goal of environmental care, we have worked with a plethora of environmental agencies to help augment the ways of natural preservation and environmental stability. In the future, we hope to sell more products than just syringes. These new products will help tackle other forms of pollution, such as fluoride or carbon emissions. Also, we hope to establish new branch locations in other highly polluted areas so that they can experience the same results as we have in Detroit.
Ecomed produces environmentally friendly syringes for hospitals and clinical cares.
Businesses will gain socially, environmentally, and financially by buying Ecomed syringes.
Focusing on one type of product and the tax benefits with Ecomed will allow us to outshine our competition. And finally, Ecomed uses its location to help foster a higher demand for its syringes.
up to the judges for any questions that you might have.
Thank you guys. That's an excellent presentation. I'm curious, out of the competition that you listed, is anyone, are any of those competitors currently making a polypropylene or similar syringe, environmentally friendly syringe product?
Great question. So the competitors that we listed, Cambridge Consultants, Fresenius, and Baxter, they all release products worldwide, but they aren't focusing on eco-friendly products. So they aren't using products like polypropylene, which is the material they currently produce.
Okay. And I guess a follow-up would be, have you identified any potential opportunities for intellectual property protection through patents or trademarks, whether in the production process or the actual syringe itself, as a way to protect that intellectual property?
Right now, using polypropylene with the syringes isn't really under the idea of patents for Ecomed. We're mainly focused on getting our business started up and figuring out manufacturing. Once we see the success of polypropylene, which we will, then we'll move towards self-defining ourselves and securing ourselves in patent for using polypropylene.
I think this is a wonderful idea, and I think that it is something that's very topical in society now, and I think it's something that can be marketed, especially in the areas that you've identified, that are the more progressive or more environmentally friendly areas to market. My concern would be, and is the cost of your raw materials of polypropylene. And whether or not there's a substitute for it, if the cost for it to skyrocket and cause you to then increase your cost of your syringes. Have you thought about that eventuality or what could be used other than polypropylene should that happen?
Currently, polypropylene is really highly cheap, to be honest. As other syringes, we talk about polypropylene, but not as highly as the amount as other ingredients. We use polypropylene as our main ingredient. Since it's cheap, it's not really like expensive for everyone, and it won't cause a high inflation for our market. To add on, the essential cost of polypropylene right now isn't too high to the point where it's locked out under control for Ecomed's financial.
Thank you.
My question is centered around, after the polypropylene question, is in your budget, I didn't see any cost or associated with product liability. For medical equipment, I would think product liability might be an extremely high portion of your expenses.
So, quick question. We didn't include anything about medical liability because Ecomed isn't the one specifically liable for someone getting involved in it. We're just the main messengers of sending towards the products towards our consumers. When we send our products towards our consumers to use, the whole liability debate will fall under the use of that consumer itself, not the business, or the way Ecomed uses it.
Thank you. Are there other questions? All right, thank you so much. Our third group this afternoon is called Power Up. This group includes Michael Wu, Aaron Wan, and Skylar Wendell.
Have you guys ever wondered what the gym of the future would look like? Would it be a gym that's powered by artificial intelligence, or would it be a gym that converts your sweat into electricity? Well, look no further. My name is Michael Wu.
My name is Skylar Wynn.
And I'm Aaron Wan, and we're introducing Power Up. Power Up is a revolutionary business idea that combines two powerful principles. The first is artificial intelligence to help you create customizable workouts that are personalized to you. And second of all, we have electricity generating gym equipment that helps convert your sweat into electricity.
Okay, now let's do the OOPS analysis opportunity. Our gym is based in Biloxi, Mississippi, because Biloxi, Mississippi is one of the healthiest and wealthiest cities within Mississippi. This means that citizens have a disposable income to spend on a gym membership. On top of this, statistically, 66% of Americans are trying to shop more sustainably. So we are giving this sustainable business option. On top of this, Biloxi is not a college town, so we have this huge market of college students who are going to go to our gym because they're not getting a free membership from their college. Now the problem is that there aren't sustainable business options, and this is contributing to climate change. And on top of this, to run a gym, because most gyms run 24/7, the electricity is relatively expensive, and we're giving a solution to this. To fix climate change, we're increasing a sustainable business option because Power Up uses your workouts that create kinetic energy to power our gym. And this also lowers our electricity costs because we're diversifying our energy supply through not only using a traditional energy supply, but mostly using the kinetic energy powered through your workouts through using our workout equipment. Now let's talk about the electricity generating gym equipment. So for 1 hour workout, we generate 160 kilowatt hours, and this can be done on stationary bikes, ellipticals, treadmills, and steppers. And you might think like, oh, this is crazy, but this technology is happening right now because the technology is improving, so there's more variety. So not only can you do this on things like treadmills, but you're also going to be able to do them on like lifting and weight machines soon. And this efficiency is increasing. So right now it's 160 kilowatt hours, but it's going to increase over time as technology and equipment improves. Now let's talk about money, the most important thing, right? So per 1 kilowatt hour, Biloxi charges 11.09 cents. So if you multiply this 11.09 cents times the 160 kilowatt hours generated in one hour workout, we generate $17.74 of profit. And so this is $17.74 taken off of our electricity bill through your 1 hour workout.
Now let's talk about the cool stuff. So how exactly do we use artificial intelligence in our gym? So essentially, we provide an artificial intelligence model to our customers online, and they can input a variety of things like their workout goals, muscle building or weight loss, specific muscle groups like biceps, triceps, and even smaller inputs like the time of the workout or the intensity of the workout. But what better way to look at this than to actually use the model itself? So we've actually developed a preliminary artificial intelligence model, and I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions in order to help you guys develop your own personal workout routine. So, to start off with, if you want the intensity of your workout from 1 to 3, how intense do you want your workout to be? Anyone can answer.
1.
All right, good answer, good answer. How long do you want your workout to be?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, solid. And out of the muscle groups that are listed here, which muscle groups would you like to target? And usually you can give a score between 1 to 3, but for the sake of the demonstration, you can just pick a few.
I don't have any of those, so you can.
Hey, do the biceps, triceps, and chest. That's the man's workout, right?
All right, bicep, tricep, and chest. Give me 1 second.
2, 3, and 5.
Yep. And then I'll run the model on my program, and within a few seconds, we'll develop a personal workout routine for you. So also, the total time is around 25 minutes, and it burns 185 calories. So now let's look a little bit deeper into our market size. So we calculate our market through our membership cost, which is around $41 per member per month. So if we look at the outer bubble, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, our market is around $37 million. If we look a little bit more in size, in the Biloxi gym goers, our market is around $4.6 million. Then we look at the expected membership, which is around 2,000 to 4,000 gym members, which is the average number of gym goers in an expected gym in the United States, then our market is $1 million.
Okay, now let's talk about our competitors. What makes Power Up different? So first, let's talk about our individualized workouts. Like you saw, our AI technology isn't something we ripped off the internet. Michael actually programmed that himself to show you an individualized workout, and that's what makes Power Up different. On top of this, we are a sustainable business, so we're giving you a business option that's not already common in Biloxi, Mississippi. On top of that, we offer low prices because through using kinetic energy instead of a traditional energy source, we're able to lower our electricity bill, which allows us to lower our membership cost, which will draw in more customers like you guys. Now let's talk about some indirect competition. This is just some active centers like tennis courts and spin places, and then direct competition would be big places like Planet Fitness and Anytime Fitness. But just to give you comparison, Planet Fitness has a $50 membership fee, but we only have a $40 membership fee. So comparatively to one of the biggest fitness franchises in the world, we already have a lower membership fee. Now let's talk about sales strategy. So our biggest sales promotion is our Power Up discount. We'll go more in detail in the next slide. Then we have a traditional senior discount. And I think our biggest is also civic engagement. We want to donate to charities that support sustainability and try to end the climate crisis. We also want to expand into a homeless shelter because through creating this kinetic energy, we're gonna also have excess kinetic energy that we can put into a duplex and to fund a homeless shelter. And this will not only help citizens, but also help community members who need a home. Also, media exposure. We're gonna have a Power Day where we teach the community and children about sustainability and climate change. This will be a huge networking event that will bring us exposure and hopefully more customers to join Power Up.
Now let's talk about the fun stuff. How does Power Up make money? Well, the biggest way we aim to capitalize on our electricity generating workout equipment is through what we call the Power Up discount. Specifically, we will offer a 50% membership discount for members who partake in 31-hour workouts for that year. This is really good because it encourages more members to come to Power Up to work out to get the discount, which in turn produces more electricity for us, which generates us more profit in the form of electricity savings. In fact, we will gain an additional $282 worth of revenue every single year for every member who gets this discount, because the amount they're saving us in electricity is far more than the amount we're losing because of the discount. Overall, this is our finances, and on the left you can see our profit model. As you can see, it's calculated by adding our membership revenue plus the amount of revenue we expect to get from our discount, and then subtracting off our fixed costs like paying our member salaries and utilities and paying off our startup loan. As you can see, our break-even point is at about 1,000 members, which proves that our gym is very profitable because the average gym actually has a membership number of over 2,000 members. In fact, if we hit our goal of 2,000 members, we'll be able to generate $689,136 worth of profit every single year.
That's a lot of money.
And 100% total success. But even then, you have to keep in mind that 2,000 members is still on the lower end of how many members an average gym has. An average gym usually has around 4,000 members. And if we hit this membership count, we'll be able to generate $2 million worth of profit every year.
Whoa!
I think that's a lot of money. In terms of future plans, we want to expand across Mississippi and across the Gulf Coast region. And we also plan to expand our current gyms by doing things like Skylar mentioned earlier, developing a homeless shelter to just help out more in our communities. And then we're also wanting to improve our AI technology by collecting more data on our clients' workouts and how effective those workouts are, so our AI technology can become even more better at developing personalized and effective workouts for our clients. So in summary, Power Up is a one-of-a-kind business opportunity that capitalizes on the increasingly effectiveness of AI technology and electricity generating gym equipment. We hope you can join us in promoting the environmental and physical well-being of the Mississippi coastal community. Are you ready to power up? Because we are!
Thank you for your presentation, and now we'll open it up to our judges for questions.
I'll go ahead. First, I think your Power Up discount model is phenomenal. That's a great idea. Really nice work on that. On your AI component, is that a standard component of membership, or is that an additional revenue generating source?
Yeah, so I think it just comes with the membership, so it's kind of a perk that comes special and unique to our gym, because a lot of other gyms don't offer this AI technology through it.
And how would your customers access that technology?
Eventually, we want to develop it into an app or put it onto the website, but right now it's on a preliminary level.
Okay. Thank you.
Your idea, your concept is multi-layered and very adventurous. And I want to commend you for that. You've taken what it seems like to me would be at least 3 different types of companies and melded them into one. What strikes me first is the aspect of the energy usage. Because you go to a gym, you see people running on treadmills and other exercise machines, and you think, that's a lot of energy that's being expended. How can we do something with that? And you have done something with it. But my question has to do with the energy that's being used. If I understand, explain it to me a little bit more. It's my understanding that if someone's on a treadmill, that energy that they're using is going to be stored somewhere, correct? Or is it automatically being used to run the lights and run the other electrical parts of the gym?
So we're not planning on storing the electricity that our members generate, and instead, what we're going to plan on doing is that we're going to use the electricity that they generate to directly power our gym at the current moment. And then, if there's excess energy that's being produced when they're planning it, when they're exercising, and we don't have a place to store it, then we're going to redistribute that energy back into the power grid. This is kind of similar to what people with solar panels do. If they have excess electricity, they can redistribute the energy back into the entire power grid. And what happens is that the power company will recompensate us for that extra electricity.
Right.
I'm trying to come up with a good question these guys haven't already started. In your break-even model, what's the fallback position if we don't hit break-even in short order?
Even if we don't break even through a traditional energy source, we should still make $300,000 in profit, which is only half as much through using the kinetic energy, but it won't hurt like any investors or our partnership.
So our fallback is basically that we won't use all the advanced technology necessarily. We don't hit that max number of members, but we'll still have like a running.
And I'll just add as a comment, I applaud you for your marketing plan and your social consciousness and hosting events in competitions to generate coverage and attention to your gym versus your competition.
Thank you.
Are there other questions? All right, thank you, Power Up. Fourth group this afternoon is a group that they entitled Coding Pathways. The members of this group are Agad Sandil, Lucas Yu, and Nicholas Jacobs. Welcome to the stage.
Hello all, my name is Nicholas Jacobs.
I'm Adam Stenkel. I'm Lucas Yu.
Today we're going to show you how at Coding Pathways we're going to fix the computer science crisis in Mississippi and make a boatload of money while doing it. Let's begin. The computer science field as a whole is set to grow a staggering 11%, much higher than many other industries in the United States. Especially considering the coronavirus pandemic, knowledge of how to use technology and apply computer science principles will become only more important in the years to come. With that said, there were 1,500 computer science job openings in Mississippi, but there were only 200 computer science graduates to fill those jobs. Another stunning statistic is that there were 0 new computer science teachers produced by Mississippi universities in 2016. One possible reason for these problems is that K-12 students are not being exposed to computer science enough. Only 48% of Mississippi high schools have computer science programs. And most of the time, these programs cover just the bare basics, not the active utilization of computer science skills. Another reason is the lack of diversity. Women and people of color are consistently underrepresented in the computer science field. And there's a large market to solve these pressing problems. Mississippi spends $50 million per year on educational technology. And this was calculated by finding the total amount of money Mississippi spent on education and multiplying it by the national average spent on educational technology. If we attain just 2.5% of this market, we would gross $1.25 million per year. And this is attainable through our sales and marketing strategies. So there's a pressing problem and there's a lot of money at the table. Here's how we solve it. We're going to apply computer literacy skills through engaging courses that will cover video content, quizzes, activities, and have a comprehensive curriculum based on the Mississippi College and Career Readiness Standards. We're going to have a centralized school program presence paired with local district helpers that give local, individualized attention to schools. Most importantly, we're going to have capable computer science creators that are able to facilitate learning and activate interest in computer science.
Hello everyone, I specialize in computer science and software development.
Hello again, I have strong foundations in computer science, software development, and video editing.
With my background in business finance, business administration, and Python, the three of us will take coding pathways to the next level.
Now, let me explain the details. Coding pathways offer three main versions of our program. CP, or Coding Pathway Standard, is entirely free to all users, but it only offers beginner-level courses and serving as introductory to our program. CP Pro runs intermediate and advanced level courses via a paid subscription service, and it also allows unlimited access to a video library and customer support. CP District Partners has its own K-12 curriculum based on the Mississippi Computer Science Standards, and district representatives who can help integrate our system into the schools. If you look to the right side of the screen, we have a set timeline to create our company. We have arranged 4 months for prototype phase in May of 2030 to contract professional video creators, website designers, and more. We'll have another 4 months in September to release CP Standard and Pro, and that's our phase 1 of our presentation. We have the dates are picked specifically in preparation for phase 2 that is set to be in January through March of 2031 to release CP District Partners. We chose the time frame specifically because that's when most schools look for educational programs, according to a curriculum specialist we reached out to in the 19 county school district. Adding on to the 3 versions of coding pathways, we have each version targeting specific customers. CP Standard is entirely free and thus applicable to everyone. For CP Pro, we focus on parents of young students who seek good education for their children. And for CP District Partners, we aim our focus towards school districts that need cost-effective programs to integrate computer science into their school system. Here's the gross revenue for our coding pathways. Also, to promote coding pathways, we plan to use a dual marketing strategy. To reaching out to district representatives, we plan to talk to principals or curriculum specialists individually. Since we're new technology in Mississippi, educating potential customers is equally as important as selling them the service. Our second focus will be for CP Pro, for which we'll use sponsored influencers, utilize Google Ads, and commercials. And here's an ad we created right now.
I wonder what's going on out there.
Oh, those are just some cool After Effects.
I guess technology really has improved since DVD players.
And Otto wouldn't be wrong. Technology, especially computer science, has undergone some dramatic advancements in the past decade. New applications and programs are spreading through the market worldwide. To help our students keep up with the times, we introduce to you Coding Pathways.
So what's coding?
Coding is basically computers running a program based on user-crafted scripts, which are just like the scripts I'm reading off of right now. There are many platforms you can create scripts on, from Scratch Junior to Scratch to Python to even Java. Coding Pathways has it all.
You can sign up for Coding Pathways today by clicking on the link shown below. The basic version offers videos and activities to test your abilities, while the Pro subscription offers advanced courses and also master conference.
Mississippi's future can't wait. Find the path to success with Coding Pathways.
Sign up today.
Now let's look at our competitors. Khan Academy and Code.org, 2 of our main competitors, offer computer science courses to our target customers. Since they appeal to a large audience and are based in California and Washington respectively, we have the advantage of offering a more real-time, stylized support over them. Achieve 3000, another educational technology competitor, it focuses on increasing literacy through articles and quizzes. Although widely used in Mississippi, their lack of videos and local integration causes many K-12 students to struggle with the program. Coding Pathways offers a structured computer science curriculum based off the Mississippi computer science requirements, putting us ahead of many large corporations that create generic curriculums. Within the curriculum, you can find beginner programming languages such as Scratch Junior for K-2 students up to higher level languages like Python. In our financial model, during phase 2, we plan on starting our district partners, which we sell for $10 per student. The $60,000 you see is labor costs, which is how much a district representative makes in a year. The $50,000 is from the videos created. You must take into consideration that the videos only need to be created once. The reason we have the price set at $10 is because we contacted the Rankin County School District, and they notified us that they usually buy software for students at $8 per student. In terms of break-even point for phase 2, which is when we plan on making most of our revenue, we will need a combination of both pro subscribers and district partners. For example, 1,000 pro subscribers and 2 district partners, DeSoto and Rankin. As of now, we have created a commercial, which you saw in the sales strategies, a prototype website, and a course curriculum. In the future, once we expand to the entirety of Mississippi, we also plan on moving to other states that lack computer science programs, such as Alabama and Louisiana. Coding Pathways will also create new videos based on the feedback we received from the first set of videos. We will move from debt financing to equity financing to raise revenue while still maintaining a majority share in the company.
There is a $50 million market in educational technology in Mississippi.
We are a local business that provides schools with a fantastic resource, and we also provide them with district representatives to integrate the system.
Our credentials in business administration and finance, computer science, software development, and video editing will prepare us for future challenges.
Find the path to success with Coding Pathways today. Thank you.
And now we're going to open it up for questions.
All right. I'll start by asking, what prevents a competitor from plagiarizing or taking your content, your products, and duplicating it?
All right, well, that's a great question, sir. So we plan to have a trademark, some sort of copyright infringement on our videos to prevent anything like someone just pirating our videos off the web. So we're going to have consumer protections like that once we fully launch the business.
Not only that, if any of the companies springs up similar to ours, it is not likely that they'll be as local, or it's hard for them to, it's a small probability that they will pop up in the same locations that we are trying to grow in. And so we would just like to put that in. Thank you, sir.
Would your product be an add-on for the school districts in their curriculum or replacing something that's already there?
Okay, so that's really the real beauty with computer science. It can be an interdisciplinary field between math and science. It can be a standalone. It's really up to the school districts. Now, when we say we follow the computer science curriculum, we're going to offer it as a way for students that, okay, they can do this maybe once a week, they can do this 3 times a week, but we're going to work with school districts to find the most optimal solution. But computer science, it can have its own class, and it can also be between math and science. So it can go both ways.
Okay, so if it's an add-on for a school district, that's obviously going to be an add-on cost for the school district. And I understand you all have different levels of pricing and different levels of options that can be utilized. But my concern is if it's something that's going to be taken on by a school district and school district funding is razor thin as it is, do you see that being an impediment to selling your product to the districts? And if so, how would you overcome it?
Right. So school funding for educational software is actually going up across the nation. So we fit into that market. So it's very likely that schools will have money, and they're looking for educational software. I mean, from our prior experiences, we have like 3 to 4 computer science programs, not computer science programs, software programs that schools use. And students really don't use them that much, but they're still there. So schools and districts really have the funds to buy it. And in the case that they don't, we do have Coding Pathways Pro, which focuses on individuals. So that's like a secondary part of our business.
Speaking of the Pro product that you just mentioned, do you have a strategy to move consumers from the standard non-revenue generating product to the Pro product that generates revenue for you?
You want to take that one?
Yes. As I mentioned before, CP standard, which is free to use, is only an introductory to our program. We offer beginner courses, but we do not mark your progress. We do not give you full access to a video library. And if they like our content, you'll be more intrigued to consider buying a full product. And plus, and CP Pro is not a purchase and lifestyle thing. There is annual subscriptions, there's discounts. They can always keep trying until they find the one they prefer.
Great, thank you.
And to add on, our price is competitive compared to other sites like Brilliant.org. It's cost over $30 per month. So at $19.99 per month is competitive in the market that we're looking for.
Will you do some sort of trial period for the Pro product to give people an opportunity to test it?
Yes, sir, I believe so. The first 4 months that we do release it are supposed to be like a trial period to get our name out, as well as better our relations with the public, which is also what we're going to bank on for when we're going to school districts and schools to represent our company. So yes, sir.
Yeah, to add on, we really thought this out. We have those 3 phases. We're going to have sort of a trial phase. We're going to get the videos created. We set up times, and we talk to district coordinators to find the most optimal time to sell district software, and that's January through March, so that schools can get used to it. Over the summer, teachers can hold workshops. So yeah.
Our 5th group this afternoon is Environ. The members of this group are Geneva Kumar, Lady Etheridge, Carlene Dang, and Fiona Dahl. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you for joining us today. We are Environ Consulting LLC. When you go to a hospital, they're going to charge you a lot, but they're also costing the environment.
Hospitals in the U.S. use 7% of our commercial water supply every year, according to the EPA.
Per the World Health Organization, 6 billion injections worldwide every year are improperly disposed of. As reported by Practice Green Health, hospitals emit roughly 8% of the country's greenhouse gas emissions.
And Practice Green Health also mentions that U.S. hospitals produce more than 5.9 million tons of waste annually.
What is our solution to these conditions hospitals produce? It's simple. Environ Consulting.
And our goal is to help transition medical facilities, research labs, and really any other health-related businesses into more eco-friendly organizational methods and expense-saving business practices.
Already, studies show that working in an eco-friendly work environment significantly reduces stress and increases productivity among workers. This, along with the fact that the field of environmental consulting has grown significantly in the past 5 years, makes environmental consulting a practical idea. By 2030, there will only be more interest in sustainable business practices, and we can help medical-related businesses implement them.
In 2030, we plan to base our operations in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh is already one of the greenest cities in America and already has a high number of green buildings. There's an affordable cost of living which helps keep our fixed expenses low, and there's also a lot of potential to expand to nearby cities like Philadelphia. And here's our team that does it all. Let me introduce myself first. Hi, my name is Carlene Dung, and I will act as the Chief Executive Officer. By 2030, I'll have an MBA focused in international business and global strategy. My time in work experience and internships, I will know what constitutes a successful business and business owner.
Hi, I'm Geneva Kumar, and I'll be acting as the Chief Medical Officer. By 2030, I will have attended medical school and worked in a variety of settings such as hospitals and clinics. This will allow me to understand how these facilities run, but more importantly, how they can improve.
Hi, I'm Fiona Dahl, and I'll be acting as the Chief Research and Development Officer. By 2030, I'll have a master's in environmental engineering and experience in working with businesses to make their buildings more environmentally friendly and sustainable.
Hi, and I'm Lady Etheridge. I will be acting as the Chief of Marketing and Business Development. By 2030, I will have gained an education in both medicinal sciences and business. My experience in both of these fields
has allowed me to look at medicine through a unique lens and prepared me to communicate effectively with future clients on all scales. How does it work, you may ask? Well, Environment Consulting runs off of 3 main departments. The first department consists of those with an education and background knowledge in medicine and hospitals. This is the department that goes to the medical facilities with questions such as, where is the most waste generated, and which practices and procedures are more costly to the environment.
The environmental department is going to be finding creative and effective solutions to help reduce these buildings' eco footprint. We are going to be setting up these businesses to get a leadership in energy and environmental design certificate, which is the gold standard in green buildings.
And then finally, the Business and Communications Department takes the research done by the Medical and Environmental Department and ensures that our suggestions are not only environmentally friendly, but ultimately a smart business decision for our clients.
Environment can help a variety of businesses. However, one of our reasons for choosing Pittsburgh was for its expansive hospital system. So we'll mainly focus a lot of effort in retaining them as clients. However, we'll also make sure to reach out to clients such as research labs and clinics.
Like we previously stated, we will be serving the growing healthcare industry with every consult. And in Pittsburgh, this means possibly working with 249 hospitals and additional medical facilities in the area. As you can see, the environmental consulting market is high worldwide. Starting off, Environ will only target a small portion of that, seeing as we are solely located in the United States and working with the healthcare sector.
So what services keep our business running? Well, first we ask that all our clients follow our confidentiality plan, which ensures that our consultations and suggestions are not shared with potential clients and therefore keeps our business running and profitable. Then additionally, beginning years, we offer a free initial consult instead of the regular fee. This helps us gain trust and build reputation in the medical community. Once we establish that, we will offer our 2 main services here at our consulting, which are each charged hourly. First is the initial consult. We essentially go to the facility, examine, and draw a list of areas we think needs the most improvement. Then the client decides to further with us, we'll offer our extensive analysis report. We'll take those certain areas, look at them, and give examples and explanations of procedures, products we think need improvement or be changed. In the future, we also hope to expand these services and hopefully get more reach out to them. And these are promotional strategies. First, we have visual merchandising. We'll list all our past clients on our website, so I hope select potential clients reach out and get to know more about our business.
Second is our public relations. We are going to ask our previous clients to write a review based on their experience to encourage other clients to hire us. And then we are also going to recruit medical students to act as ambassadors for our business. And so whenever they go on to do their residency, they are going to encourage these hospitals to hire environmental consultants.
And thirdly, for advertising, Environ will utilize the world's growing interest in sustainability and possible future legislation. This will go hand in hand with our plan to directly contact city officials where we are located in order to determine which facilities they think need our services the most. We also aim to attend medical conferences and personally promote our business, in addition to putting advertisements in medical journals, magazines, and social media.
Our fourth strategy will be personal selling. Starting out, our greatest asset will be ourselves and eventually our team of consultants. We'll make sure to not deal with too many clients at once so that we can give each client our utmost attention and build a strong relationship with each of them.
And why would a client want to hire us, you may ask? Well, our competitive advantage is broken down into 3 main parts. First is our niche specializations. Each member of our team has extensive education and experience in the field that is directly related to our business. Second is not only are we going to making these businesses more environmentally friendly, we are also going to address outside practices to make them more sustainable and cost effective. And finally is that we are going to offer the best prices. Our main competitive practice, Green Health, is a national organization based in Virginia that offers membership-based pricing. So to get a better experience, you have to pay more, while everyone gets the same great experience just by paying our hourly rate. And also, Practice Green Health is a national corporation that's not going to be able to offer the same one-on-one experience that you'll get with environmental consulting.
Like Brianna mentioned, one of the main selling points of Enviro is our modest beginnings and our affordability as a small group of individuals. As such, we'll be starting our business by opening a line of credit at a bank with a calculated limit of $26,000. We will immediately advance $12,700 of those dollars in order to get our business up off the ground and running. Over time, we will build up our expense and our reserve funds, and if and when it is needed, we can always advance and/or flexibly borrow more money off of that line of credit.
As you can see here, we also have our monthly expenses listed, which hit just below $2,000.
Our low fixed expenses and startup costs mean that we'll break even fast. While we'll do a combination of initial consults and analysis report, exclusively we'll only need around 3 hours of initial consults or around 1 hour put into an analysis report. Given the size of most of our potential clients, this is a very achievable goal.
In the future, we plan on establishing ourselves in the Pittsburgh medical community so that we are the first person they come to when they want to be more environmentally friendly and sustainable. Secondly, we hope to plan on to expand into more local locations and get more experience and help to expand our repertoire. And finally, we hope to become a corporation and expand nationally. And we hope to focus our expansion further into the South, where we will have more experience, and by then we hope there will be more of an interest in becoming environmentally friendly.
So in short, Environment Consulting's main mission is to help medical facilities become more eco-friendly and cost-effective. We have a large market ahead of us, and our opportunity for growth is vast, both in Pittsburgh and beyond. Our team has a variety of qualities and niche input. And finally, with a startup cost of only $13,000, we believe our goal is achievable.
So invest in us and join in our mission to convert medical facilities one
consult
at a time.
Thank you for your presentation this afternoon, and now we'll open it up to our judges for questions.
Yeah, my first, I guess first, just a quick comment. I think you're smart to focus your marketing strategy on trade publications and events. I think that's, you're really marketing to insiders with this type of thing. I would say one group that would be a great marketing target would be hospital administrators and potentially trade associations that contain hospital administrators. That's not really related to my question, that's just covered. As a business owner and operator, my eyes kind of got big when I saw the hourly rates, and that's coming from a place of being used to paying the big fees that people like our attorney friend over here would charge, but they're nowhere close to these big consulting firms and what what your rates would be. But I guess, is that competitive with the large consulting firms, the competitive consulting firms that you put on the screen? I can't remember the name. Greenway, I believe, was one of them. So I just, those numbers seem big. $2,000 an hour, $1,000 an hour.
So Practice Rehab, it's membership-based pricing. It's meant for like large hospital facilities. So the smallest thing that you can buy, I don't know the price, but I know it has to cover four hospitals at a time. So ours is mostly for like, we're tackling one hospital at a time instead of looking at a chain of hospitals.
In addition to this, one of our advantages is that most consultants have undergraduate straight to consulting. Meanwhile, we're taking professional routes ahead of time, and so our expertise will be incredibly valuable for the facilities that we serve.
My question, sorry, Doug, my question kind of plays off of what his question, what you said, and that's the pricing, or is what you're offering, is it an ongoing relationship with the hospital, or is it a one-time assessment and these are our recommendations?
Yes, sir. So we first give us consults, and then we will, again, like I said, we'll expand those later as we grow bigger. We hope to keep our relationship with our clients as well. And our system analysis report is, we hope to be year-long or yearly annually. It's like suggestions we think they can implement now and for the future years as well. So our suggestions are not just instantaneously. It's for like year-long plan for our companies, so they can plant the seed of being eco-friendly and eventually in later years save money by becoming more eco-friendly.
And you may have just answered this question with that response. Most of my clients are in business to make money. I would imagine hospitals, medical clinics, and the like are no different. To utilize your services and to pay your fees is one thing. To implement your suggestions and recommendations as a result of hiring you how do you offset or overcome the objections of implementing your strategies if they are cost prohibitive to the profitability of a clinic, hospital, or business?
Okay, so our manager, like Carly was saying, they're not instantaneous. Businesses and hospitals alike will need to implement sustainable business practices because the way they are running their business currently will eventually not be able to work. And so it's not just about being sustainable, it's about creating a sustainable way to run your company for decades to come. And we're offering them the choice to do it now, instead of whether they're forced to. In addition to this, numerous studies show that implementing sustainable business practices is how you become a leader in the market. And so not only are we offering them cash savings, we're giving them an opportunity to build a reputation for themselves and make themselves a hotspot for eco-friendly communities.
All right, thank you guys for your patience. All of our groups did a fantastic job, and so let's give them all a round of applause. A little bit of extra time because the judges had such a hard time deciding, and so judges, thank you so much for just giving up your time, and you have some parting gifts that are on the tables for you. But without further ado, I'll turn it over to you guys.
All right. I'll start off by just saying that every one of you guys did such a phenomenal job. We were talking downstairs about how impressed we were with your poise, the way, your command of the information, your knowledge of the topic that you were talking about. You guys just, every one of you, I'm sorry. I forget that there's a camera. So every one of you guys did a phenomenal job, and I just, the highest praise to all of you. Every one of you are deserving. Unfortunately, the reason it took us 20 or 30 minutes is because it was really hard. We ultimately had to pick three, and the third place winner I'll announce, and then I'll hand it to you guys. You guys can do second and first. The third place winner, I thought, had a really strong presentation, had a really clever idea in how to generate revenue, and that group was Power Up. So congratulations to you.
I've been asked to give out the second place award this evening, and as I said before, you all did an excellent job. And as a parent of a MSMS student, I couldn't be more proud of this institution and what Dr. McConnell and all the folks here at MSMS have done. But it's the students that make this place so special, and you all should be congratulated on everything that you've accomplished so far. This was an extremely close competition, and we had some very difficult decisions to make, and we argued about these decisions. And you all did an excellent job. The second place goes to Ecomed.
Here is your cash prize that goes with that.
Okay. As the previous judges told you all, this was very difficult, and especially so for me because I've spent time with each and every one of you throughout this process, and I applaud you for your hard work. I applaud you for your public speaking abilities. I was a little bit jealous of that. The conversation was spirited. The winning team did an outstanding job with their presentation. They did an outstanding job with their research. Their numbers made sense. And the first place winner for this year's business planning competition is Coding Pathways. Congratulations.
Well, there's a cash prize, but for some reason, there's nothing in this envelope. Anyway, we'll give it to you. There'll be something there.
Well, that is the end of our 2021 MSMS Business Plan Competition. Again, not just for the ones who are here, the top 5. I want to thank all of those who submitted this year. Everybody did a wonderful job. Again, congratulations to all of those who made it to the stage, the 5 groups, in particular those who won the top prizes. Congratulations, and we hope that you guys will continue on and thinking outside of the box, thinking about some of the solutions, business solutions for Mississippi, this nation, and this world. Again, thank you guys for joining us. Have a good night.